Welcome to Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the WealthKare Investment Center. We believe that investing in knowledge pays the best interest, especially when it comes to your retirement. On this program, our team of elite advisors will share a wide range of unique and powerful strategies designed to maximize your retirement finances and help you create a life of purpose and fulfillment. The time to unlock your ideal retirement is now. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Unlock Your Retirement. My name is Bruce Smith IV, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Bruce Smith III and Chris Heaster.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about baby boomers. Now, baby boomers are anyone that was born between the years 1946 and 1964.
You know who you are if you're listening.
We're going to go a little bit in depth, and this show really encompasses a lot of movement or a lot of pieces within that area. We're going to be talking a little bit about retirees with debt, basically pre and post retirees. So I mean, just anyone leading up to it or living in it. We're going to go through healthcare, different types of investments as far as diversification goes, some estate concerns, some insurance concerns, and some RMD concerns. All important areas and things that are affecting so many different people out there. We're going to go through the different mistakes that could be affecting everyone that's in that area. Also, if you'd like to follow along with our show, please go to unlockboomers.com and you can download your free guide and review all of the information on there. And if you're interested in watching this show or listening to it again, please hit our YouTube channel, Unlock Your Retirement, or download our podcast, Unlock Your Retirement. Also, if you have any further questions, you can please give us a call at 888-5601. So we're going to start today with one of the most important questions that we have with most people that we sit down that are baby boomers. The first thing is outliving your savings. And this is one of the biggest concerns that people sit down with us. They always want to know, do I have enough money? I don't want to roll into the grave and obviously know that I do not have anything left either to take care of myself or my family. So we want to make sure that that's the first thing that we cover today. I'm going to pass this over to Bruce Smith III.
Sure. Pick the only baby boomer in the group. So, hey, everybody, listen, serious topic today. We're talking about baby boomers, and, if you're in my category, as many of you are, we have a lot of questions. I've been doing this almost 40 years, helping people plot out their journey and a successful journey, the most successful journey we can find for them throughout retirement. And, I'm kind of facing that myself. And I never understood the anxiety that I see in people as we talk about retirement. And all of a sudden now that as I kind of look at the pieces for mine and, I'm getting bombarded with the Medicare emails and everything, and I'm a veteran, so that's a whole different animal. If you're a veteran and you're looking at Medicare, I see where the anxiety comes from. So today we're going to really talk about, I think, the big areas that you don't want to have mistakes in. You want to get as much bang for the buck always out of your accumulated retirement wealth. But the big first question is outliving your savings. People, will I have enough money to live? And unfortunately in the financial industry, there's an automatic conflict whenever you ask that question, because if an advisor tells you, no, you're going to run out of money, and we've had those discussions with people many times, it's not a pleasant experience, but obviously the first thing that boomers do is they go into denial. And we've seen it so many times where it's like, we had one gentleman who had considerable wealth, millions of dollars. We did a plan for him, and he was basically slotted to run out of money by the time he was mid-70s. And even though he had millions of dollars, because he wouldn't give up the country club membership, buying the new Mercedes, subsidizing his children, things like that. And we told it straight. We're straight with people. We give it, you may not like what we say, but you're going to know it's the truth. And he said, I'll have you know I've met with other advisors, and they said I'm going to be fine. I said, yes, they want your money. So when you ask that question, you want the best answer possible, for the accumulated wealth. So outliving your savings is not just about having enough money to provide for your lifestyle, for the expenses you want for travel, for hobbies, for doing things that you've put off, during your working years, you want to do in your retirement years. You have certain goals, certain places you want to visit, or things you want to do with your spouse, whatever it is, or of course kids and grandkids, but not just the money you need for that, but the money you need for everything else, which is the taxes, the medical expenses, health care, and other things we're going to talk about. So the first one, like I say, is outliving your savings. But of course, what else should we be looking at, Chris?
I think one of the hot topics here that you're seeing in the news all the time is inflation. So, I mean, if you start thinking about, what a gallon of gas was 20 years ago, or a loaf of bread, or a gallon of milk, or heck, even a dozen of eggs seems to be the hot topic right now. That same purchasing power, the older and the longer you live in retirement, things are going to cost more 20 years from now than they do today. Whether that's, just what you need, whether that's vacation, whether that's forced expenses like, property taxes here in Pennsylvania, they're only going to continue to go up and make your retirement more expensive. So yes, you need to have a plan to make sure you're not outliving your savings. That plan should also take into account the increases of that. $50,000 of annual living expenses or $100,000 of annual living expenses today is going to look a lot different than it is 20 years from now. We've had a lot of pensioners, they started retirement, hey, between my pension and my Social Security, I'm making more now or taking home as more now as I did than I was working, or more than I was working. And 10 years go by and all of a sudden, hey, things aren't going as well. I need to start taking a little bit more money out of my retirement accounts. 20 years go by, and we're talking about them even taking more money and hey, do they got enough to sustain their lifestyle? So we've seen that as retirees age. So not only have a plan to not outlive your savings, but be sure we take into consideration inflation when you're doing this planning. Bruce, is there anything else that these baby boomers, as they are getting ready to retire, they should take into consideration when building their plan?
The next mistake really is debt. A lot of concern whenever we sit down with someone. The concern is, I still have debt on whatever it may end up being, whether it's credit card, a vehicle, home, what have you. Our most important tool whenever we sit down and talk to someone is their budget. The biggest strain on a budget is if you still have some level of debt. It basically controls a lot of your flexibility, and basically you're not able to possibly take vacations, home repairs, basically if you have medical issues that arise. Making sure that you have a little bit of a buffer there in the event that anything would happen. Having that extra payment every month is something that really does affect a lot of retirements. Instead of getting the full benefit and the full enjoyment out of that Social Security check or the pension check or what have you, it has to go to other outside resources. So, that's one thing. Also, taking into consideration the lifestyle. Basically, if you're going to be making adjustments in the future, with the home or what have you, if you're going to be downsizing or anything, basically taking all of those into consideration leading up to or just the beginning of living into retirement. Do you need to manage to possibly downsize the house that you're living in? There's a lot of different strategies that we've been utilizing. Obviously reducing the debt earlier on, trying to find different ways to refinance, and then obviously the snowball or avalanche methods of debt reduction. So being proactive with debt management is one of the keys, and helps basically solve this mistake. I'm going to kick it back over to Chris here, and what's another issue here?
Well, I think I just really want to touch base, right there real quick on that debt. We're not saying here on air to, run out and cash out your retirement plans to pay off your mortgage or anything. But I think you need to have a realistic plan and sit down with someone and say, hey, what makes sense as far as paying down my debt goes, as part of the overall plan. So looking at, does it make sense to pay off, something quicker? What resources are available to do it? You definitely want to sit down and have that all cohesive. I think, another piece that we need to talk about when it comes to outliving your savings is diversification. We've seen retirees go both ways, where they get either too risky because they feel, hey, I need to make up for lost time because I didn't put enough aside. so I need to get high returns, which, we've seen a couple great years in the market, and, they think they can take advantage of that, but they forget quickly about, years like 2008 or 2020 in the market where we saw, 20, 30, 40% of the market drop off. So you don't want to get too aggressive on that. We've also seen clients that want to, hey, I'm retired, I don't want to take any risk, and go super low risk. And then the assets don't have a chance to grow, over the next 20 years to keep up with things like inflation, or just general, as they live there. And then finally, we got healthcare costs. The boomers are generally healthier than previous generations. But you're talking, recent studies show $250,000 or more of healthcare costs throughout retirement, not including long-term care needs. And with this many retirees, or people aging and starting into Medicare, as Bruce touched on, what kind of strains are going to happen to the Medicare and Medicaid systems. So you want to have a little extra planning, for a little extra cushion for the health insurance costs as we age. So that just about wraps up our first section here. So we've been talking today about our e-guide for baby boomers. To get a copy of that, you can go to unlockboomers.com. There's not only the e-guide, but there's plenty of other resources and information there about this. To give us a call, 888-888-5601, or you can check us out on YouTube or wherever you get your local podcast. Just search for Unlock Your Retirement. We'll be back.
Thank you for joining us on Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the WealthKare Investment Center. Ready to take the next step? Download your free ebook at unlockfreebook.com and learn how to reduce market risk, lower your retirement taxes, and maximize your lifetime retirement benefits. For expert guidance, connect with one of WealthKare's elite advisors by calling 888-888-5601 or visit unlockyourretirement.com. Don't miss our next episode of Unlock Your Retirement, where your financial future takes center stage.
And now the part that the attorneys love.
Fee-based financial planning and fiduciary services are offered by WealthKare.com Inc., a Pennsylvania-based investment advisor. Tax-free refers to federal income tax treatment only and may not apply to state, local, or specialized taxes. Tax impact varies by individual and should be considered before transactions. Case studies are hypothetical and do not guarantee results. Recommendations are based on each client's unique data. WealthKare and Bruce Smith are not affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any government agency. All content is informational and should not be used for financial decisions. Unauthorized use is prohibited.